Okay, hey, time for a light review. Let's end April with a really light review if I continue with my schedule, which I'm hoping to. But let's end it with a really, really light review, okay? We're gonna end this month with a really light review of A Colton Encounter by Addison Fox. This is another class read, but I have a better experience with it, you guys! We're moving up! We're moving up! First it was Her Night with the Shifter, then it was Guilty Love, and now it was A Colton Encounter. But honestly, I'm only gonna count A Colton Encounter and Her Night with the Shifter since I read it from the same website. But even though those are the ones I reviewed in the channel, though, we're still moving up, you guys! So I read this on the Harlequin website. If you get a free account, if you sign up, you can buy stuff from them, but you can also get just access to their online reads. So anyway, let's talk about this synopsis. As the son of a serial killer, cowboy Ethan Colton has lived under a shadow all his life. When he receives some shocking news about his dad, Ethan's thrown into emotional turmoil, and running into his childhood friend Lizzie Connor at the local rodeo doesn't help, as she's all grown up and all too tempting. Lizzie is thrilled to see Ethan again. If anything, he's gotten even sexier over the years, though his family's tragic past clearly still haunts him. But Lizzie's sure about one thing. She's going to lasso herself a cowboy, even if it means getting involved in the deadly drama surrounding the Colton clan. So this was 20 pages. I want to say that this was 20 pages. This was 20 pages. I read it one day. I think it took me like 2 hours because I either may have taken a break or Braille also takes time, so 20 pages does take me some time to read, usually between an hour and two. So it does take some time to read. And it just took me some time to read it. But I read it. I read it in a day. I read it that Tuesday, and I took Wednesday off and everything. It was pretty good. It was great. I had a lot of fun. So I read the story, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was really fun. I think this kind of story was really interesting. I liked the writing. I liked the there was one thing I think that, well, actually, no, I'm not even going to discount it because it actually might come up in the second book. I'm not sure yet. It actually might, but still, it was very weird. There's one part of the story which I think didn't make any sense to me. It was like this woman was like crazy and just following Lizzie around, and it was very weird. It was a very weird part of the story, and I just felt kind of like it didn't make any sense. But it could come up in the second book because I found out that there's a second book that has to do with the Colton stuff. So I might read it on Bookshare maybe after I finish what I'm reading. It might be interesting to read some light stuff to see what happens, right? So I might actually read it after I'm done reading the Jeanette McCurdy memoir. So yeah. So I'll probably read it. So I might have to do with that, but I'm not sure. Basically though, we have we do have, a very, these two already know each other, so we have a really cool established friendship. And throughout the scenes, because they're, well, mainly a scene, but I guess scenes because there's a point where, there's a scene without him in it. So there are a couple scenes without him in it. So the scenes that we have are really interesting, and I like what we were told about the family. And the one thing that got me interested in this book was the whole the son of a serial killer stuff. Like I genuinely That was the one thing that interested me, the serial killer stuff. I love it. I loved it so much. It was good. It was good. Okay, it was good. I had fun. So I enjoyed the book. I think it was really interesting. It was cool to read. I did not expect the ending. I don't know what it is with romances and babies. I don't enjoy that, but that's me. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed reading it. It was fun. It was okay. It was not great. It was not bad. It was fun. I liked the suspensefulness of it a little with the whole serial killer thing, and I also liked the banter between them and the way they got to know each other. I think it was really interesting to read that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Considering what I reviewed last week and what I had to read before this, listen, this was basically amazing. So I had a lot of fun. It was very fun. It was very easy to read. Again, 20 pages. It was not something that felt like a lot. I am very, very curious about. I got questions at the end of the story. Like I'm very curious about like who like what happened with what's it called? Like what happened to their sister, because one of the sisters disappeared. So what happened to her? I want to learn more about Lindsay. I'm sorry, not Lindsay, Lizzie. Sorry. There's something with L's about this apparently. So I want to learn more about that. I want to know more about what is it? I want to learn more about, of course, our main male character. And I just have a bunch of questions. But because it's a short story, of course, we're not going to get all the questions, all the answers. And that's okay. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'll be perfectly fine with that. I had way too much fun reading this. I think it was really good. I think for a short story, it made me weirdly happy. It was very good to just read, considering what I had to read before this. It was really, really good to read something that, in a way, felt like fluff. It just felt very easily digestible. It didn't feel, and there's a siren. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a siren close to it. It went away a little bit. It felt like reading something. I was cool to read something that was kind of like, it was digestible. It didn't feel so, it didn't feel like I had to think a lot about it. And it wasn't even, I didn't feel like it was super problematic. So it was cool not to read anything that problematic, considering what I had to read. It was good not to read something this problematic. Now, I do know that people read romance for different reasons, and I usually wanna. Sometimes I like reading for fluff a little, but other times I just want something more. I don't know, more kind of realistic, more. More, I don't know, more everything. I just needed a little bit. I sometimes need a little bit more like more things with it. And sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. Sometimes it does. And other times it just isn't that way. And that's fine too. So yeah, that's really all I have for you today. I don't know what next week's review is going to be. So stay tuned for next week. It'll be the beginning of May if my plans are still good. But, thank you for watching and hanging out with me. Consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you're aware when I release new videos. Consider subscribing to my blog. You can find the link in the description as well as links to other series. And yeah, no, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of A Colton Encounter if you've read it. If you plan to read it and like make a Harlequin account, if you plan to read it or not, because you can get it for free if you get a Harlequin account. So yeah, with that though, I will see you in my next video. Until then, consume stories. Bye.